Business is more about how people act than you might think. Behavioral economics is a field of study that was started and led by Richard Thaler, who looked at how human behavior affects economics. People sometimes make choices that are not logical from an economic point of view. So, Thaler thought that it was important to study how the way people act affects traditional economics. The value of a gift tends to change over time, depending on how long you have to wait before you can get it. This is called time discounting. In the area of behavioral economics, people study how the way people act affects the economy in ways that don't match up with what classical economic theory says should happen. When it comes to financial decisions, there isn't always a clear answer. This is because people don't always act in the same way. Some workers at a company, for example, are much more motivated by immediate rewards than by future rewards, even if the future rewards are more valuable. So, the theory takes into account that people tend to be restless, but it also takes into account that the right incentives can make some people prefer to wait longer. If you don't understand what's going on, it's okay. The next case will help clear things up a bit. Time discounting in action. Recall the famous saying from Popeye, "I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today." What does this have anything to do with? Let's start by saying that the core of any incentive program is a trade-off between doing something and getting something in return. Wimpy, the character who said it, is a representation of how people want to be paid right away. He said that he was eager to get what he wanted right then and there, and that the deal could be worked out later. On the other hand, if we make a gift much more valuable, it won't matter much if it's moved back. Would you rather get a $30 bonus now or $100 a week from now? In this situation, it's clear that most people will choose the second choice. Since the value will have gone up, the wait won't mean as much. The time discounting theory says that each person should be pushed to do their best by putting in place incentives that are tailored to them. It all comes down to how well you know your workers. Time discounting. People often decide what to do by weighing the costs and benefits of each option. When it comes to prizes or bonuses at work, the question is, what do I need to do now, and when will it help me in the future? This way of thinking is linked to the idea of time discounting, which says that people tend to value rewards they can get right away more than rewards they could get in the future that might be bigger. So, what does time discounting really mean? Time discounting means that you put a higher value on a good or service that you would rather have now than on the same good or service that you would rather have later. As time goes on, it seems like the value of the thing goes down. But when the real value of the prize goes up a lot, it doesn't seem to matter as much how long you have to wait. Depending on how long it takes to get a prize, people may enjoy it in different ways. The idea divides people into two groups: those who are patient and those who are not. Some people like the idea of getting something right away more than waiting for something that may be better in the long run. For some people, it makes more sense to be patient and wait for a bigger prize. Time discounting and benefits. Would you rather have $1 right now or $10 at the end of a week? At first, many people are most interested in the instant reward, but if the difference between the two is bigger, people often change their minds. For example, if the choices were changed so that you could get $100 at the end of the week or $1,000 at the end of the month, the amount of time seems to mean less than the increased benefit. A quick reward can be a great way to get people to work hard. To keep morale high for a short time, an instant bonus or reward can be a good way to keep people going. But the promise of bigger gains in the future is also a great way to keep people working for a long time. In business, there are usually ways to motivate workers that give them rewards now or in the future. A direct bonus is one way to give people a prize right away. This kind of bonus can be for doing a great job, finishing a project, or at the end of the year, but most of the time, it is given right away. Stock options are another way to reward employees. You can give them over a set amount of time. Even though the employee has to wait to get their reward, it still shows that they are doing a good job and encourages them to keep working hard because their stock will be worth more in the future the more profitable the company is. In this case, both the company and the employee get something out of it because it gives important team members a reason to stay with the business and keep working hard. So, how can we apply it? Setting goals for time discounting and reward programs can be very helpful for your business, depending on what it needs. Whether you're worried about how motivated your employees are or how hard they work, setting clear and realistic goals for how to reward them will help everyone do better. There is a way to make sure that everyone is putting in their best effort. This can be done through an incentive program that offers different types of prizes for both patient and impatient people. For example, if you are worried that an employee will leave the company, you could give them stock options with a vesting time of a couple of years. This will show them that they are respected, and the chance to cash in their stocks in the future will motivate them. When it comes to time saving, the best way to get the best results is to set clear goals for each person. To figure out which incentives will work to motivate your team, you need to know a lot about your workers and how they think. The most successful companies can work with workers who have different personalities and ways of thinking. This is because they can see how different people approach time discounting and know how to get everyone to work harder.